This is going to be a DNU story right here. And for those of you who are new, DNU stands for Dumb Negroes United. And I think I'm going to restructure how I do these DNU stories. So, if I do a story when it's a black man involved, and if he does something extremely heinous, like commit a murder or something like that, I might take that out of the DNU because that's not really seen so much as dumb. I mean, it is a dumb act depending on why they did it. But I think I'm gonna keep that separate. But for this story right here, this more than qualifies for DNU status because you can't get more dumber than this. And I have to give a shout out to Town Biz because I saw him do a video about it, and then a couple of my subscribers also sent me the link or several links about this story right here. So this person's name is Fontrell Antonio Baines, whose stage name is Nuke Bizzle, and he is a rapper who is currently now facing federal charges for unemployment insurance fraud. He's basically been doing some of the same things that a lot of people have been doing, but the difference between them and him is that he actually flexed and flaunted it and put it out there for us to consume. I didn't consume it, but for people to know what he did. Like, he actually bragged about stealing these people's money. So, like I said, this is something that has been going on for a while now, ever since unemployment went skyrocketing because of this pandemic. And like I said, I'm sure other people have done it, but this guy decided it would be a bright idea, his bright idea, no one else's, but his, to flex and flaunt the idea of stealing other people's money when he didn't have to. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article coming from foxla.com. An up-and-coming rapper who boasted in a YouTube music video for his song EDD, which is about getting rich from committing unemployment benefits fraud, was arrested Friday in Los Angeles on federal charges of carrying out that very scheme by fraudulently applying for more than $1.2 million in jobless benefits, including by using stolen identities, federal prosecutors announced. You cannot get any more dumb than that. You actually put your scheme, which you did, into a song. Like, nobody would have heard that. And then actually acted on the scheme. That's how they was able to discover him. Because they was like, wait a minute, if he's talking about it in a song, we may need to investigate this because it's a good chance he might have actually committed the act. We don't want to leave this up to chance and let him slip through the cracks. And look at how much he racked up on. But $1.2 million in jobless benefits and used stolen identities to do it. Oh, he's about to rack up in a lot of federal charges. And because he's a black man living in America, this dummy is going to get all the consequences. And I feel absolutely nothing for him. Fontrell Antonio Baines, age 31. He's the same age as me. I'm ashamed. Who used the stage name Nuke Bizzle, was arrested on federal charges alleging he fraudulently obtained unemployment insurance benefits under the Virus Aid Relief and Economic Security Act, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Baines, who was from Memphis, Tennessee, and currently resides in Hollywood Hills, at this point, because he's probably going to be up out of there soon, is expected to make his initial appearance Friday afternoon in Los Angeles Federal Court. The criminal complaint alleges 3 felony offenses: access device fraud, aggravated identity theft, and interstate transportation of stolen property. If convicted of all charges, Baines would face up to 22 years in federal prison, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Prosecutors allege Baines exploited the pandemic unemployment assistance provision of the CARES Act, which is designed to expand access to unemployment benefits to self-employed workers, independent contractors, and others who would otherwise not be eligible. According to an affidavit filed in the criminal complaint, Baines possessed and used debit cards preloaded with unemployed benefits administered by the California Employment Development Department. The debit cards were issued in the names of third parties, including identity theft victims, according to prosecutors, who alleged the applications for the cards listed addresses to which Baines had access in Beverly Hills and Koreatown. Evidence gathered during the investigation established that at least 92 debit cards had been preloaded with more than $1.2 million in fraudulently obtained benefits were mailed to those addresses, according to the affidavit. Baines and his co-schemers allegedly accessed more than $704,000 of those benefits through cash withdrawals, including in Las Vegas, as well as purchases of merchandise and services. The affidavit further alleges that Baines bragged about his ability to defraud the EDD in a music video posted on YouTube and in postings to his Instagram account under the handles Nuke Bizzle 1 and Nuke Bizzle 23. On September 23rd, Las Vegas police arrested Baines, who had in his possession 8 debit cards, 7 of which were in the names of other people. Wow. That's crazy. So this guy was not only taking money from people who were supposed to be getting unemployment, but he was also using the identity of those of other people to gain all of that. Now, as a person who has dealt with identity theft, I dealt with it twice in my life. One when I was in college and one like right after I graduated from college. It's no fun. Trust and believe to get that investigation done, and you got to pay for that. And that's money you're not going to get reimbursed. Like if you lose that money, good luck getting it back. And they say he's going to face up to 22 years. He's probably, if he does get found guilty of it, and from the looks of it, he most likely will, him being a black man in America, he's not going to get the same treatment as those individuals who was involved with that college admission scandal last year, where they're getting a week or 2 weeks or a month or a day in jail. He's going to probably get most of that time. I'm just being completely honest. And this dummy thought it was a good idea to brag about it in a music video, which is how they discovered he did what he did. He literally gave them a paper trail to follow. He probably would have gotten away with it and had been getting away with it until he put it into a song and put it out there in a video. As if they were not going to look this up to see if what you said in the song was real, which turns out to be very real. Like this guy had debit cards on top of debit cards that did not belong to him, that belonged to other people. One of his consequences is that he should reimburse every last person who he defrauded, on top of the jail time that I'm sure he's going to receive. Because see, what's going to end up happening is, I bet you the taxpayers are going to have to end up paying for it. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.